So now we know what is an AI agent. The next thing is like a few simple examples. An AI agent, especially in this low-hanging fruit in Europe, considering EU AI Act, could be around bookkeeping, around invoice reconciliation. This is a perfect example of a repetitive task that can be disrupted with AI a lot. What could it do? It could instantly scan and match incoming invoices against the purchase orders. Since it has this AI capability of pattern matching, it understands the LLM understands the text, it can get instructions, and it can perform really complex reconciliations. This becomes really an amazing solution. It will eliminate all the manual reconciliations and errors that humans can do, and also it will speed up the payment processing, and it will help in finding or detecting fraud, and also a lot of small payment errors that can happen due to human errors can be prevented from this kind of an application. The next example could be a cash flow predictor. The example of this can be, in a lot of businesses, you need to know your cash flow, otherwise it's very risky to run on a very low liquidity. There could be chances of insolvency. So monitoring daily transactions on your account receivables and payables and all the expenses that you could incur with a very accurate cash flow forecast is a very good example of something that you can build as an AI agent that runs across your systems, and it will produce these extremely intelligent alerts and reports and dashboards that would give you a great sense of your financial stability of your organization. The reason that it's really amazing is because cash flow crisis, regardless of the size of the business and SMEs, is a real thing, and it has been there for many, many years. And organizations are basically doing this with human brain. Now, AI is there and it can solve, especially with higher degree of accuracy and also low risk of its EU AI Act compliance, which we'll learn in the upcoming lectures. So, why AI agents matter in 2025? One example is compliance, because including EU AI Act, there are a lot of other compliance, especially for tax reasons. This could be a very good example of it. The compliance of tax, probably if you go back in history of humankind, since the birth of taxation, there must be millions and trillions of errors already buried in those books, because a human tax advisor or tax accountant filed the taxes, and another human brain reconciled it, checked it, and then put it in place. And they say yeah, it's okay. But there could be human errors happening in both levels. And now that can be reduced by running it through an AI agent, because everything is possible to be traced back and forth. This is a perfect example of tax compliance that an AI agent can disrupt. Another AI agent example is the supplier payment optimizer. As I mentioned, I worked in this $300 million scale-up logistics company. I was responsible for building the supply chain. And if you optimize a little bit payment of suppliers in one area, you can save a lot of money from all the early discounts that you can get from early payments and so on. So identifying exactly the terms and conditions of suppliers, especially when you have a very large SKU list, then it really makes a big difference. And then smart accounts receivable collector is another example. Imagine how many people are actually doing these little businesses, even it's a simple, let's take an example of like a real estate agency, like a real estate owner. If they have like an organization having like hundreds of tenants and they pay rent on a monthly basis, a simple AI agent doing a phone call for late payments could be a game changer for this particular use case. It can remind them about, hey, you need to pay your bills on time and so on and so forth. So this is these are just a few examples of AI agents. There could be like 1,000 different ones out there in the world. In the next lecture, we're going to have a quick look about the history of AI, where it started and where it's going, and why 2025 is a great year, and actually 26 being the accelerating year for this amazing technology. See you in the next lecture.